Yo, what is going on, Guardians, and welcome back to another Destiny 2 video. Cheers, happy Halloween. This is my dad candy. So, hey, in this video, we're gonna be chatting about throwing knives. Yes, throwing knives. So, I wanted to talk about throwing knives because I've noticed it's been a hot topic on social media, Reddit, Twitter, forums, etc. And it seems to be something that is a recurring theme even in the comments section of my videos. So I did want to take some time to address this topic. And let me just come into the gate by saying a couple of things, establish a bit of a framework for the video and for the conversation. One, I want everybody to keep an open mind. I'd ask, especially if Hunter is your baby, Hunter is your main, Gunslinger is your thing, right? Especially you. I need you to think objectively with me here, all right? It's easy to think from the heart. Let's think with our heads here about this. Another thing I would say going into this is please remember that I mean, when I talk about this topic, I'm not the bad guy, okay? I was a Gunslinger main for a long time. For over a year straight, I mained Gunslinger in Destiny 1. I mained Gunslinger in Destiny 2 for a long season. And my uploads reflected that. It was just like Gunslinger this, Gunslinger, throwing knife montages and stuff like that, just all over the channel. So Gunslinger is a very special place in my heart. I've always been attracted to the Gunslinger. I've played a ton of Gunslinger, and it's probably one of my most used subclasses across Destiny 1 and Destiny 2 combined. So I am a Gunslinger fan. Keep that in mind. I am not against Gunslingers, and I'm not against Hunters. Okay? And this video is going to operate under the base assumption, and I mean, you might even disagree with me here, but stay with me. I'm going to operate under the base assumption that throwing knives are not potent enough. They're not strong enough. I do not believe they are strong enough. I believe they are a shell of their former selves. I believe that they need to be made more relevant, more lethal, more consistent, and they need to find their place back in that regular cadence of playing a Gunslinger. And this is even reflected in the way that I play against Gunslingers. Even when I'm playing against, Golden Gun Supers in the Crucible, I just don't get hit by throwing knives very much. And I think that's because they've lost their relevancy, lethality, consistency, potency, whatever you may want to call it. So some people may disagree with me here already in the video. You might say, look, I think throwing knives are fine. I think that they are just fine the way they are. I wouldn't agree with you, but if that's your opinion, that's fine. We are allowed to have different opinions, especially about a video game. So again, I just ask everyone in the comment section, please be kind, be courteous, be respectful of other people as well. It's such an easy thing to say. You're trash, you're garbage, whatever. Post your stats. What's your gamer tag? Right? I'm gonna look up your stats, bro. As if how good someone is at a game helps validate or invalidate their opinion on something. That stuff's silly, guys. Let's check that at the door, okay? Let's just have a good conversation about throwing knives. So I don't believe this base assumption here. I do not believe they are where they should be. So let's talk about how they can be made relevant, okay? Here's how I would like to buff throwing knives. This is my vision for throwing knives. I want throwing knives to be this, I want this cadence back that we had at one point in Destiny 1, where a Gunslinger, no matter where they were, no matter what was happening, they always had the option to two-tap anything and everything that came around. Because Gunslingers hand cannons work so well in the hands of a Gunslinger that it just seems fitting, right? And there was this cadence where you could go tap to the head with a hand cannon and shing, throw a throwing knife, and if it was a precision hit, that dude is dead. And you get your throwing knife back. And so you can tap, shing, tap, shing, tap, shing indefinitely until you miss something. And there were even perks in the skill tree for the Gunslinger that sort of reflected this. It has the Gunslinger's trance, where precision just gets you into this groove where things are more stable and just more fluid. And so the more you get into these chains, it's just, it's like a conga line of Guardian kills. Ching, pop, ching, pop, ching, pop. Oh, ugh, oh. It was delicious. I loved it. I freaking loved it. That whole cadence. And I want that back. Okay, I want throwing knives to be strong enough so that when you tap someone with a hand cannon, and when I say a hand cannon, I mean any hand cannon. I don't mean just 110s. I don't even mean just 140s. I want even 180s to be able to do this, where with a 180 hand cannon, I can go tap to the head, throw a throwing knife, and see the guy drop. I want him to drop right then or right there. I want to get my throwing knife back when I get that precision kill as well. And, that you have to obviously be running the right gunslinger skill tree to get that back immediately on precision kill. But even if you're running the explosive knife, you have options for getting that knife back immediately on demand, okay? So you could be running a Phidias Spath, right? Where you get 2 throwing knife charges. So you can go tap, pop, tap, pop. You get 2 kills, precision hits with your explosive throwing knife, no problem. You also have the Gambler's Dodge, which resets it instantly. So you throw your throwing knife, maybe you miss, okay? And so you just dodge, you got it back. Shing, you throw in another one. You've got other options like 6th Coyote. So you can dodge, throw, dodge, throw. You've got another option. You could run Frosties, and in under 10 seconds, if you're running the right build, you can literally have a throwing knife cooldown for the beginning of every new engagement. That's the thing that sets hunters apart from some of the other subclasses, is that your melee ability is always there. And you might make the argument, okay, Burning Maul, they just have to go pick theirs up. Yeah, well, they have to go pick it up, though. And it's laying there for only a few seconds before it blows up and your chance is gone. So half the time you're running out into gunfire to pick the thing up anyways. And it's not as good as a throwing knife as it is. If it were as good as a throwing knife, you'd see more of them. But it's a meme super. It's a meme subclass. Nobody uses it. You don't get killed by throwing hammers maybe once every... I'm just going to spitball. But I play a ton, and I get killed by hammers maybe once every 8, 9, 10 matches. I don't know. They're not relevant. They were just completely irrelevant. So if they were good, they would get used. That's just the way things go in games like this. The good things, the best things get used. And if it ain't getting used, chances are it might not be that good. So throwing knives are better in almost every way. That's the thing that's unique about hunters. You've got that knife back in a myriad of different ways. Crap, I used my dodge. Well, it doesn't matter. I got a Phidias on. I got a second one. Hey, I got a headshot kill with my throwing knife, so I got to automatically cool down. Hey, I just threw my throwing knife. All I got to do is run a lap around this piece of cover. By the time I get back around with my Frosties, and I got 2 melee mods on, that's all I need. Got that knife right back. And that's the thing about hunters, is it's just so versatile. You've got these things back all the time. So that's my vision. That is where I would like to see them bumped up into. I want them to do enough precision damage, maybe 150, 145, so that if I get a headshot with a 180, any hand cannon, get a headshot, throw the throwing knife. And here's the thing. It's faster. It's faster to go headshot throwing knife in most cases when they're close enough to you. It's faster than 2-tapping with a 110 with, maybe you've got an overcharged sturm. It's actually, it's going to be quicker just to go headshot throwing knife. Even with a 180, before you can get your second shot off with a 180 hand cannon, you could have gone, shing. Like as soon as that bullet's gone, you can throw that throwing knife. There's no downtime. Unlike, just your fire rate on the 180, bing, bing, right? You can just go bing, shing. It's faster. So you can get these nasty 2-tap streaks going. That's what I want back for gunslingers. And I think that if the damage was bumped up appropriately, you would see some of that now. I think that, hand cannons are much more popular right now than they have been in, past metas. So I think now more than ever, it would just be so much more relevant. You would see them used so much more. The gunslinger subclass is actually a pretty good subclass, all things considered. And the super, Golden Gun gets crapped on a lot, but it's... Bump up the damage on it a little bit. I would say bump up the base damage on a Golden Gun. That way it can reliably shut down roaming supers. And I think it's one of the best subclasses. One of your best options, most versatile. That's my vision for it. Now let's talk about, some people have another vision and they want a different possibility for the throwing knife. And I want to talk about why that's honestly not a possibility. Some people want throwing knives to one-hit kill to the head. And now, this is where we have to be objective and think smart about this. While that sounds cool, and listen, I know that Titans have a one-hit kill shoulder charge. I know that Warlocks have a one-hit kill handheld supernova. But Throwing knife is not those things. And bumping the throwing knife up to do one hit kill damage on precision is not the answer. That is that would be unbelievably just broken. It would break the game. People would play in that sandbox for a week and they would beg to go back. I guarantee it. And there's a reason why people asked for this for a little bit in Destiny 1. People started to ask for this, and it didn't happen. Don't make the assumption that this was never internally play tested. It would be bad for the sandbox. Okay, so look, I know there's a handheld supernova, but think about this for a second. Handheld supernova, you cannot Kobe down a hallway. I've had people tell me, I get killed by this thing from miles away. Look, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to be mean, but no, you don't. No, you don't. Okay, the range on handheld supernova is not very long. Trust me, I've tested this out in private matches just to gauge the range of this thing. It's not very long. And anyone who plays the Nova Warp subclass can speak to this. It's not a very long distance that you can throw this thing. Not only can you not throw it very far, you do have to throw it accurately, and you have to throw it far enough away from you that it's not going to kill you. Like there's a sweet spot, okay, where you have to have the opponent at that perfect range for it to one hit kill them and not kill you. Because handheld supernova will hurt the wielder. And it often, I have killed myself with handheld supernova so many times. I've cut my own kill streaks and we ran out of metal short so many times because I kill myself with my own supernova because the guy gets, 2 feet too close so that it kills him and me and we both die. It doesn't end there though. That's not the only drawback. So handheld supernova also has this, I don't know if it's intentional or not, but there's a random chance that the thing's just going to blow up in your face. Like you lit a firecracker and something went wrong with it and it just blew up in your face and blew your own hand off. Handheld supernova is like that. It's like it's like lighting a firecracker in the pitch dark and you have no idea how long that fuse is. Sometimes it'll just blow up in your face and kill you for no reason. And at first I thought maybe it's because the projectiles can be shot by an opponent, and if he's shooting me with an AR and I try to throw the thing and one of the projectiles gets hit with the AR bullet, it'll just detonate in my face. But that's not the case, because I tested this out in a private match, and with no one even in my vicinity, it's just me in a private match, and I try to throw the thing, sometimes it just blows up in my face and kills me. It can do that. That's not the only drawback, but handheld supernova also can kill your teammates. I have killed in comp matches. I've gotten a double kill with the thing before. But they weren't my opponents. It was me and my teammate. It was me and ZK Mushroom. I killed him and me. These things are they're unreliable, they're unpredictable. And there's a reason I'm not running Nova Warp anymore. Because I don't like having my streak ended because something randomly decided to blow up in my face. I don't mess with that crap. I still love that subclass. It's still fun to play, but when it comes to my everyday stuff and I'm just trying to play and get some clips and have some fun going nice big streaks, I'm on my top tree Dawnblade. That's where I'm most comfortable. So handheld supernova is not the same thing as a throwing knife, and they should not have the same treatment. Shoulder charge is much the same. It's not comparable to a throwing knife. Shoulder charge may be annoying to die from, but it's a trade machine. For every shoulder charge that you hit, you're also dying because you are sprinting in a straight line down a hallway to try and shoulder charge a guy. And yes, I know that it's obnoxious to die one hit kill from a shoulder charge. That you were dealing with another guy and this dude just coming up beside you and you turn and you just don't have enough time to kill him before he shoulder charges you. Sure, it's obnoxious. It's a little bit annoying. Is it broken? Is it OP? Nah. Let's be honest, it's not. Well, let's look at the stats. If you pull up Guardian.gg right now, which tracks stats, and you go to the Crucible and subclasses, and you can look at a graph that displays the average KDs across the board for all subclasses, and you compare them apples to apples. Here's Striker with their one-hit kill shoulder charge. Here's Gunslinger. The average KD of a Gunslinger is considerably higher on that graph. Why? Because Strikers had this thing called shoulder charge, which makes them sprint in a straight line towards their targets half the time. It's a trade machine. It's a 1-for-1, kind of an ability. So, do you really want that? I don't know. The bottom line is you're really not missing out. You might feel like you're missing out because you don't have a one-hit kill thing, but you don't really need it. The Gunslinger subclass just has so much synergy automatically in it that if throwing knives were buffed appropriately, you can do some work. You can mess some people up, especially shoulder chargers and people who have to take the time to charge up a handheld supernova, and you're just like pop tink, nerd, right? You've got the tools there to shut those things down, to outperform them consistently if throwing knives are buffed appropriately, not overbuffed. You don't want it to be overbuffed. Okay. Another reason that you don't want that you don't want a one-hit kill throwing knife, and this is one of the biggest things, this is one of the biggest factors. Like we talked about earlier, you can have a throwing knife for every fight if you play your cards right. Do you really want to go into a fight where every time you engage Gunslinger, he has the opportunity to one-hit kill you? Do you really want that? At range? And please, Gunslingers, I've played a ton of Gunslinger, so you're not pulling any wool over my eyes, all right? Throwing knives are not hard to hit. Let's not pretend like they are. They're not. It's not hard to hit somebody with a throwing knife. The hitboxes are extremely generous. The velocity is good. The drop on the knife, at range is not as severe as a throwing hammer. It's manageable. I mean, you can Kobe these things from considerable distances. You can hit things pretty far away, and especially someone who's running up in your face like a shoulder charge. Man, if it one-hit killed, it would just be so easy. Just chink. You wouldn't even have to think of it. Just chink, and he's dead. If you didn't have to worry about shooting him first or doing any supplementary damage, if it just one-hit killed, that would be broken. And not only that, but you throw the throwing knife, ching, he's dead, shing, automatically recharges it. You've got another one-hit kill thing ready to go. What other subclass can do that? It's insurmountable skull for it. He does the shoulder charge. He gets the kill. He's got shoulder charge back. Can he instantly throw another one-hit kill at somebody? No. There's a debuff on time where he goes, then he has to up and ready himself. Precious seconds, precious time. Not only that, but he's got to start huffing and puffing. He's got to run again and get that thing built up again. He can't just go ching, ching. And with a throwing knife, you can go ching, recharge, ching, recharge, ching, recharge, ching, indefinitely. No other subclass can do that. Handheld supernova, you throw it, and you got to wait for your cooldown to come all the way back. And then you got to charge it up again. And that charge up, if you've never played Nova Warp, it's unreliable. Sometimes it'll give you the visual cue that it's charged up, and then it'll throw a regular grenade. This happens all the time. It's very common. So, no other subclass would be able to do what a Gunslinger could do in terms of one-hit kill stuff if throwing knives one-hit killed. Let's say you miss your knife. Oh, crap, there goes my one-hit kill thing. Dodge. Got another one, and you got it right back. So it's really forgiving. If you got 6 Coyote on, you threw it and you missed it. Crap. Dodge. Throw it and you miss it. Crap. Dodge. Throw it. You hit it. Yay. Now it's automatically cooled down again. It's so forgiving. No other subclass would be able to even remotely compete with the one-hit kill potential that a Gunslinger would have. It would be a completely different universe of one-hit kill potential. You understand what I'm saying here? It's just not the same as these other things. And I don't think Gunslingers need it. I don't think you need the one-hit kill thing. I don't think you need it. The Gunslinger is such a cool and unique subclass in and of itself. If throwing knives were properly buffed, they'd be fine. They would be better than fine. They would be one of the most fun subclasses in the game to use, period. I would have a hard time putting it down if throwing knives got buffed. I remember in my 100K montage, there's a clip where I wipe a team with ping, throwing knife, ping, throwing knife, ping, throwing knife, 3-piece. And it felt so dang good. And it felt better than any handheld supernova kill I've ever gotten. And it felt better than any shoulder charge kill I've ever gotten. Trust me on this one. So, again, let's think objectively about this. Let's be smart. Let's also be respectful. If you swear up and down to me, no, I believe it should be a one-hit kill, and this is why. You're allowed to have that opinion. I'm not going to chastise you for it. I'm not going to call you trash. I'm not going to call you garbage. I'm not going to call you an idiot. If you want to have that opinion, that's fine. The game will get modified based on the majority opinions that we come up with. So I encourage you guys to converse about it. Use the comment section to let me know what you think about throwing knives. Are they fine the way they are? Do you think they should be able to couple with a hand cannon headshot? Do you think just with 110s? Do you think with 110s and 140s? Or like me, do you agree with me, 110s, 140s, 180s even? Or are you in the camp where it should one hit kill and you're not going to change my mind? Is that where you're at? Just let me know. I'm genuinely interested. So I'd love to gauge the responses from you guys. Thanks for listening to me talk about it. And I hope that we have a really great series of comments down below that I can get involved with. I'd love to chat with you guys about it. So thanks so much for watching the video. I hope to catch you guys in the Crucible.